Wow, what a final week, huh? Um, and yes, this was supposed to be the end of the final week of the season. Tonight was supposed to be the last day of the um, regular season, but there's makeup games that had to be played, and those will be played starting tomorrow, and I'll recap those day by day. But what a week! But what a week, huh? Um, More teams joined the playoff party. Um, Winnipeg got in. St. Louis got in, and this team just got in. Yes, the Nashville Predators locked up the last rated spot in the Central Division. All they had to do was beat the Hurricanes, and they did. So as a result, not only are the Predators in the playoffs, but they're going to face Carolina in round one. The other series is Tampa Bay versus Florida. That was made official when Carolina won the division. And also, there were two more divisions clinched uh, today. The East was won. Pittsburgh locked up the first seed in the East Division. They got the win, 1-0 over the Buffalo Sabres, and the Washington Philadelphia game went to overtime, which meant the best Washington could do is tie that tiebreaker. They would never catch in rows. So Pittsburgh is number one in the East Division, but it is not known who they will play. And and of course Toronto locked up the North Division with their victory over Montreal, who could have clinched, had they got a point today. Vancouver actually did lose in regulation, but so did the Canadiens. So they still need one more point to get that last spot left in the playoffs overall. Because the North is the only one that has a spot left. And as a result of Nashville getting in, the Dallas Stars are eliminated. The same Dallas Stars who were 2 wins away from the Stanley Cup last year are done. And it's crazy. But I don't have to go into a long tangent on why Dallas missed out. I can tell you why they missed out. They can't win in overtime. They cannot win in overtime. Dallas, I think, is the worst team in the league this year in overtime. They have 14 losses beyond regulation. 14. And six of them were in the shootout, which means they lost the other 8 in the actual overtime period. Overtime loss points add up. I've said this many times. Overtime loss points add up, but the points you lose by not winning beyond regulation, they add up too. That's 14 points loss. If they had won so much as about 5 of those games overtime, they'd be over that playoff line and they'd be in. But going more than 60 minutes was their downfall, and Dallas is out. A disappointing result after falling 2 wins short of winning the Stanley Cup. But yeah. So and Detroit Detroit and Columbus finished their seasons playing against each other, and Detroit lost in overtime. But because they got to overtime, they avoid last place. Columbus is the team that will that finishes in last place in that Central Division, and that means bad news for Tortorella. I think we're going to eventually hear that news as soon as either tomorrow or Monday that Tortorella will get the gate. Yeah, it was just a tumultuous season for Columbus. Um, so again, almost all the spots are in. It's basically nothing but positioning left. So let's see what's what in these divisions. We'll start with the North. The only team that has a spot left. Toronto's locked in as the number 1 team. Edmonton is locked in as number 2 team. When they beat Vancouver tonight, that officially clinched second place in that division for them. So they will have home ice in round 1. Winnipeg Winnipeg's in third with 59 points. Montreal with 57. So really, it's between Winnipeg and Montreal. Montreal's they're not officially in, but they're in. They need one more point to clinch a spot. They've got it. They pretty much got it. Um, but it's a race for positioning. Because fourth place plays Toronto, third place plays Edmonton, and it's a matter of preference. So yeah, it's a dogfight between third and fourth in that North Division. But let's talk about Ottawa. Ottawa is actually in fifth place right now. I know they're out of the playoffs, but if they actually finish the season ahead of both Calgary and Vancouver, imagine the amount of hope for Ottawa that things could get better. That's nice to hear. In the East, like I said, all four spots are in. The only seed that's locked up is the top seed. That's Pittsburgh. Now the Islanders have one game left. They can't finish higher than third, which means they're going to be traveling on the road in round one. Washington's in second place right now. That's the highest they can finish. Washington's 75 points, and they need. Wait a minute. Let me do my math here. Boston's 71. They have 2 games left. The most they can get is 75. Yeah, I think Washington's locked in at second place. I don't think Boston could. Yeah, I don't think Boston could finish higher than third. According to my math. My math is pretty much on target. So yeah, I think Washington's locked in at number 2. So they're gonna get home ice in the first round, but so it's a matter of who they play. Boston's 1 point ahead of the Islanders in the race for third. Third place means facing Washington. Fourth means facing Pittsburgh. But both series will be interesting. The Central, the Central, all spots are in, and all spots are in. Carolina and Nashville, that is happening, and those are going to be the seeds. Carolina's locked in as 1, and Nashville's locked in as 4 in that division. It's only the Florida teams who are up in the air, but that might be close. Florida beat Tampa Bay soundly tonight, and they play each other again Monday for their season finale. That game will decide seeding. Now, Florida entered needing 3 points to clinch home ice in their All Sunshine State series, first time ever, and they got 2 of them tonight. If their game Monday goes to overtime, then Florida will be the number 2 team in the Central and will have home ice advantage in that series because it'll be 78-76 with the overtime played, and Tampa winning will only give them a 77th point. So yeah, if that game goes overtime, Florida gets the second seed. If Tampa Bay wins in regulation, they leapfrog Florida. They'll be tied in points, but they'll have the tiebreaker in regulation wins and row. So Tampa wins in regulation, they'll be number 2, and they'll have home ice against the Panthers. And finally, the West Division. That's still the only thing that's cemented is St. Louis, who clinched a spot on Friday. They will be number 4, but they don't know who they're going to play. We don't even know what the 2-3 series is. At the moment, Vegas is still in first with 80 points. Colorado has 76 with the win in LA, and Minnesota has 75 with the overtime win against Anaheim. Now, Vegas and Colorado play each other one more time. And Colorado we need to win that one. We need to win that one. Because I think, let's see my math. Let me do my mental math again. We have 3 games left. 6 plus 76 is 82. We do have the regulation wins tiebreaker. That comes before row. We have the regulation wins tiebreaker. I think we're gonna clinch that. So we just need to beat Vegas, and get another win somewhere while Vegas is kind of kept at bay. Because we've locked up the regulation win tiebreaker, which means even if we finish tied in points with Vegas, we'll be number 1. So so we need to win So we need to beat Vegas and then win out the home games against LA. And Vegas, I think Vegas has one game against San Jose. Vegas' only other game after the head-to-head against Colorado is against San Jose. Ugh, I don't trust the Sharks. But anyway, so in Minnesota, they're way behind us in they're way behind us in regulation wins and road too. So we just need to keep winning, keep ahead of them to get at least home ice at least the first round. But yeah, so only one spot's left up for grabs, but the rest is all about seeding and positioning. The other six matchups need to be made official. So far, only the Central Division's semifinal matchups are set. Carolina, Nashville, and the Florida teams going at it. And the rest will be solved and settled in what I like to call NHL overtime because it's the next, I believe it's the next 11 days starting tomorrow. The makeup games will be played because the NHL wants everybody to get 56, and it's going to happen with this schedule. And I still have no idea when exactly the playoffs will start. But it should be interesting. It should be very interesting. So that's my recap of what has been the original final week of the 2021 regular season. The makeup games start tomorrow, and I'll recap those day by day. So I'll be back tomorrow to recap tomorrow's action. It's two games, and let's see. It's two games tomorrow. Tomorrow, Dallas faces Chicago. Ottawa faces Calgary. Neither of those really have any playoff relevancy because Dallas is eliminated, and Calgary's almost eliminated. But Calgary's almost eliminated, so we got to. So that might have a little bit. But if Calgary loses tomorrow, they're officially out. I think they'll be officially out. Let me look at the standings again. Let's see. Calgary has 5 games left. Yeah, 5 games left. Their max total is 57. So yeah, they can't lose another point. If they lose tomorrow, they'll be officially out. And tree living, you better start sweating. So with that, I say again, congratulations to Nashville for getting in, and congratulations to the Leafs and Penguins for locking up top seeds in each of their divisions. And again, one spot left, and I'll be back tomorrow to recap the two games that have been played in what I like to call NHL overtime, the makeup games. So with that, I say enjoy the makeup games as they come, and and I'll be back tomorrow.